Welcome in, everybody, to This is the Shoot podcast. Welcome to the show. I may have spoke too soon last night when I was talking about the tag team division, AEW, but I wasn't when it compares to the Young Bucks. But we're not going to talk about that today. I want to talk about Nick Gage versus Chris Jericho in a surprisingly entertaining match. I want to talk about FTR going against LAX, Santana and Ortiz, going at it in a phenomenal tag team match. As always, if you like the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. That way you always get up-to-date videos of what's going on if you feel like it. It helps this page out. It also lets you, like I said, get the up-to-date videos. That all being said, so right after the 10-man tag match, they had the FTW kind of celebration segment, and that was a bad time to put that out there. One, the fans were deflated by the fact that Hangman Adam Page didn't win. To no one's surprise, none of the Young Bucks got pinned. That's no surprise there. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about the Young Bucks right now. I got another video coming out where I'm going to break down how I feel about them and how I feel like they are kind of ruining wrestling as we know it. But FTR, Santana Ortiz going out with Conan in the corner. Tully Blanchard in FTR's corner. Cash Ryder sadly got injured. And so I feel like the match did get called a little early, but that's professionalism at its peak. That tag team match was following the rules. That tag team match, even JR pointed out, hey, they're holding on to the tag ropes. Well, it's in the contract to do that. If you're going to have tag ropes, which you got to be holding a tag rope in order to legally make a tag, and for those that don't know what anyone says, they reference to the tag ropes. But it was an awesome match. So if you're going to look at what a tag team match should be, I highly suggest that you watch that tag team match or any match that FTR takes place in, or even the Dark Order. The Dark Order does a fantastic job of what a tag team match should be. Really what I want to talk about today is I just finished up watching AEW this morning, was the Nick Gage versus Chris Jericho. And when Nick Gage was announced, a lot of fans, including myself, wasn't too impressed with the match. I wasn't too intrigued by it, though. And this is AEW, Tony Khan, showing his pulse on the wrestling community as far as the internet and that goes. Nick Gage had a big match coming up against Matt Cardona, a.k.a. Zack Ryder, used to be known as, but Matt Cardona, and he would win the GCW title away from Nick Gage, but they knew that match was coming up, so they announced it, that would be the second match with Chris Jericho to have to face down in order to face MJF. I didn't know what was going to take place. I knew it was going to be a no-hold-bar. I knew they had to do that, one, because you have to understand that Nick Gage is not a professional wrestler. He's not a wrestler. He's a hardcore deathmatch wrestler. So there's not as much wrestling technique, and I want to make sure I say this clearly. When I say wrestling technique, he's not a ring technician. He's not going to go out there and do the double leg takedowns, the submission holds, all this phenomenal high-flying stuff. Nick Gage is a ground wrestler that is a master when it comes to utilizing weapons and utilizing it in a safe way. Okay, now Chris Jericho has always been open to trying new things and doing things new for his character. He gets bored if he does the same thing over and over again. So he reintroduced Painmaker, which anyone who knows who Painmaker is, Chris Jericho's ultimate persona when he goes hardcore over in New Japan. He introduced it when he went against Kenny Omega and the match started off slow, but I knew it would get better. This is one of those matches, folks, where you couldn't just go in there expect it. If you went there expecting this great wrestling technician match, you're going to leave disappointed. But I went in there with the mindset of, I knew they're going to play the Nick's strengths. They're not going to show his weaknesses so much. They're going to play to his strengths because, A, he's not an AEW wrestler. He's not like I said, he's not a technician. So Chris Jericho's going to handle the technical stuff. Chris Jericho is going to make Nick Gage look better than what he really is inside the ring. But Nick Gage was going to do things that he's known for, going through glass tables, which he did. He used the lights. Forgive me because I don't remember. I'm trying to remember what they are. I don't know what they are. The Hurricanrana. Nick Gage took bumps in there last night. Any major bump, Nick Gage took. Anything that could cause serious damage, Nick Gage took. The fluorescent lights is what I'm trying to think of. The fluorescent light bulbs, the big long light bulbs that you see inside shops or buildings, anything like that, you're going to see those fluorescent light bulbs. Chris Jericho took some of them to the head, to the face, and the way he sold. Come on, folks, it's Chris Jericho. What did you expect? Obvious, and then I seen where the internet was blowing up. Oh, of course, Chris Jericho won. Well, duh. It's all leading up to him facing MJF. And I look for Chris Jericho to lose to MJF in the final match and Chris Jericho to disappear for a little while because he's getting ready to go on tour with Fozzy. He'll come September. So, yes, I look for Chris Jericho to fade away for a little bit after the match with MJF. But this is a chance for everybody to see who Nick Gage is. Maybe introduce them to what a death match kind of is. It wasn't an extreme death match that Nick Gage is used to, obviously. He had his patented pizza cutter. He used it. I've never seen a GCW match. I've never watched a GCW death match. I know what we saw in AEW was tamed down. I know that much. From what I've seen from Dark Side of the Ring, when Nick Gage was on there, what I've seen from Matt Cardona after the match, where he was just a bloody mess. Head to toe, blood mess. That's what a death match is. I know that. I'm not saying it's my cup of tea. There was a couple spots I was like, oh my God. I knew what the match was going into it. I did not expect, like I said, if you went in there expecting some great technical match that Nick Gage was going to blow your mind, you were probably highly disappointed and you thought the match sucked. You went in there with an open mind of, okay, anything can happen, knowing that the match is going to get better when they start bringing in the weapons, then you probably left with a pretty good, feel-good moment in your stomach, and you're like, okay, it is what it is, move on to the next. Julio Guerrero, and I know I said that first name wrong. Chris Jericho, WCW Classic, taking it back. You're kind of getting all the tricks of the trades of Jericho to shine. Like I said, Jericho's reaching the end of his career. We don't know how much longer he's going to go. I don't think he really knows how much longer he's going to go. But he does know he's in the final stage of his career. So you're kind of getting the best of Chris Jericho. It is almost, to me, it feels like a send-off. Like I said, Chris Jericho's not going to beat MJF. I'm predicting that right now. But Chris Jericho, after he loses, I predict he's going to go away for a little while, and he'll probably return eventually. Probably come January, whenever the tour ends, he'll come back. We're looking, and when it comes to Santana and Ortiz, for even, they're now being associated with Conan. They're getting back to the LAX, back from the TNA days, Impact days. They're starting to go off on their own. Sammy Guevara's starting to become his own person. Jake Hager has disappeared, but he's starting to do his own thing. AEW is smartly, like I said, a lot of people might see my videos and see why I only complain about the tag team, folks. Yeah, sure, there's some things I don't agree with, but I think they're just little things that they ain't quite figured out yet. They're getting better, but they're slowly, secretly separating the inner circle so they can become their own groups. They can become their own people, which is a smart move because AEW has too many factions in it right now. And the problem with so many factions is one can't dominate the other. You can only focus on two really main factions at a time. Now, once Rampage comes out, maybe something happens. But that's my takeaway from the match. It wasn't a phenomenal technician match, but it was a very entertaining match. It was something new for the fans. It was something, and the crowd was alive at that match. For the most part, the show, it was dead, especially after Hangman lost. Like I said, it was dumb putting that match on first because you deflated the crowd. Took the air out from underneath of them. That all being said, AEW was another AEW show. Take it, like it or hate it, it's AEW. And they're pretty blunt when it comes to that. You either like it or you hate it. They're not trying to win you over, but they're trying to get as many fans as they can. They're not on the level of WWE, I will tell you that. Even though AEW fans, you may not want to hear that, AEW is not on WWE's level. Thank you all for tuning in. Leave your comments down below. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and you guys have a great day.